Hey there, everybody. Kendall here. I did not get around to Conscious Coffee yesterday, so I didn't get to make the announcements that I wanted to make. Today is the start of my annual workshop that I do. This is a beautiful 3-day event that I host here at my home, and I've been blessed to be able to host for 3 days Max, the Ancient Crystal Skull, which, if anybody is familiar with Max, then you get the beauty of Max. You get the phenomenon that he is. And I was thinking about this, as I sit here with Max and my youngest two children, who I've been hosting Max since I was pregnant with my now almost 7-year-old. And, they just get so excited when they know that it's Max time of the year. And they're like, oh, Max is coming, Max is coming, Max is coming. And they're just so excited about it. And Max really is a phenomenon. Max is, nobody really truly knows how old Max is. I've heard reports that he could be as old as 36,000 years. 36,000 years. That's crazy, isn't it? 36,000 years. I mean, wow. Older than the pyramids. Older than the pyramids. I have in my house, in my bedroom, something that's older than the pyramids, and just as breathtaking and just as magical as some of the experiences that we can experience with these ancient pieces of civilization and spirituality, the mysteries of our world. And that's what the phenomenon is. It's all about the mystery. We're each a phenomenon in our own way. We're unique in our own selves, and we can really create a phenomenal life by becoming that unique phenomenon in our world. What do I mean by that? As I sit here with Max and I look at, his perfect carving. Don't worry, I'm going to show you Max in just a second. As I look at his perfect carving and just look at, there's, I believe, 5 different crystals that make up Max, and nobody knows how they come together because they didn't grow together. They're not glued. They're not, nailed. They're not attached by anything that we really know how we don't get it. We don't get it. Much like we don't get energy, much like we don't get manifestation, much like we just don't get this thing called life that we are doing, right? We get adulting, sort of, but we don't get life, the power that life is, and as it moves through us. But we get to be a phenomenon in our own world. We get to live a phenomenal life if we make the choice to, if we really truly dedicate ourselves to living outside of our comfort zones, to being something unique, to being something that nobody really truly gets. That's a tough place to be something that nobody gets, because we want to be understood. We want to be felt. We want to be seen. We want to be liked. We want community. So we feel that we need to fit into these boxes that society has created for us. But that does not provide us with a life that's really, truly remarkable and magical. Now, if we want to be a phenomenon, I don't know, is he even popping up for you guys? Is he showing his eyes, or is he just going into a white light right now? Let me see. He's like, I don't want to be on Kendal. There's Max. There's Max. Come on, Max. Show your eyes. He is. Let's kind of loop around for you guys to kind of see Max. Right. There you go. So, that's Max right there. Okay. So he's a phenomenon. Somewhere in the last 36,000 years of being created or coming to this planet, because some believe that he was, that aliens brought him. Some believe that ancient civilizations that we don't even know about created him. Some believe that aliens came down and created him through ways. I've heard angelic tales of Max. I've heard about ancient Lemuria, and I've heard about all these different things as to where Max came from. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, nor will we probably ever know. And I don't really think that it matters. There you go. There's spiritual Kendal for you. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter because Max is here right now, much like you're here right now, much like I'm here right now. The life that we're living right now, that's what matters. Are we going to choose to be in the box of today? Are we going to choose to just, live in this space that the world is dictating to us? Or are we going to break free and really truly call in that phenomenal state of being, that phenomenal life? Well, that requires us to be something abnormal. That requires us to be something that nobody gets. That requires us to fly above the clouds, to not sit and perch with all the little blackbirds, that we find a menace in society. No, it requires us to truly be in that eagle state. Everybody looks at the eagle and they go, oh, that's a beautiful, that's magical, that's this, that's that. The eagle is magical. Hey, Ron. Hey, Craig. I see a couple other people popping on here. Hi, Steve, Keisha, Addison, Patrick. Hey, everybody. So yeah, it requires us to be more like that eagle. When we look at the eagle, we think, oh, eagles are gorgeous. Eagles are unique. Eagles, must protect the eagle, right? But you're never going to catch an eagle sitting around on a power line with 200 little blackbirds, right? Yet somehow we believe that we can be great like the eagle and perch with the blackbirds and live our life like a blackbird, all the while proclaiming that we're an eagle, thinking that, oh, I need to appease the little blackbirds in my world. That's a bunch of bullshit. It is. You got to get out of the blackbird box. You've got to actually access that eagle box, which isn't a box. It's called freedom. That's why the eagle is used for a sign of freedom, a sign of leadership, a sign of majesty, of really being a power, The eagle is that. It is a beautiful symbol of that. And if we are to live our lives in a phenomenal fashion, if we are to call in the life that we want, if we are going to manifest our dream soulmate, we're going to manifest, the money that we want, the work that we want, the life that we want, the family that we want, the well-being that we want, it's never going to be in that little box with all the little blackbirds that's squawking and dictating to us. It's going to piss the blackbirds off. It's going to be unique. It's going to make the blackbirds go, I don't get it. I just don't think that it's that way. I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. There's something weird about you. Well, if you're not understood, then you're on the right path. If you are a little crazy and out there, you might be on the path. If you think outside of the box and you like to say that you think outside the box and you really truly do, well, then you're probably on the right path. These are phenomenal things. To think outside the box, to love being outside the box, and to embrace the freedom of not having a lid, of not having walls, not having containers. But you got to get right. You really got to get right with the fact that you're going to feel lonely. You're not going to find a whole bunch of out of the box thinkers. And when you do, then you know that you found your tribe. You know that you found those that are, at least somewhere close to being on that path with you. And those are your peeps. Those are the people that you can confide in. Those are the people that you can, vibe with and enjoy for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Those people do impact your world. But the blackbirds, those blackbirds, we love blackbirds. Don't we love blackbirds? Most of the world is blackbirds. I love blackbirds. I coach a lot of blackbirds. The blackbirds, though, the blackbirds will never be phenomenal. Because they're trapped. They're trapped in the box. They're trapped in the ideas, beliefs, and structures that have been put on them and they have fully purchased at this point in their life. Those blackbirds, they believe that comfort is going to get them somewhere. They think that that discomfort, that feeling of not being understood, that feeling of having people kind of look at you a little strange, that's bad, that's not good. And then they forever sit there and they go, if only I could. If only I were lucky enough. If only I was smart enough. If only I had enough money. If only I had this body or that body. If only my voice was this way. If only my children were that way. If only my partner was this way. If only I had that job. If only I lived in that country, that state. If only I lived in that time of life. If only. If only. Well, the only if only that any of us ever need is to change our stinking thinking, is to change our stinking thinking to thinking of the unimaginable, to think as though we are truly alchemists to our life. To be an alchemist in your life means that you understand that you are in charge of your life through your thoughts, which lead to your emotions, which lead to your actions. And the more inspired thought that you can pull in, actually open yourself up to, then the more inspired feeling you have, the more inspired action you can take. And your world becomes magical. Your world becomes phenomenal. And you become a phenomenon. Much like, for everybody who jumped on here, I see you land, much like Max. Potentially 36,000-year-old Max here in my bedroom all weekend long. Maybe tomorrow I'll do sleeping with Max. Or coffee with Max in bed, sleeping with Max in bed. Earlier, my youngest two, I'll post a picture because they were in here and they were so excited to come in and see Max. And, like I said, I've been hosting Max since Gabe, who's almost 7, was still in the womb. So Max is just Max's family. They're like, Max, he's coming, Max, he's coming. And so we had a free spot. And Gabe and Ro, they run in here and they're kissing on him and they're like, I want to hold him. And you're not supposed to hold Max. Okay, you're not supposed to hold Max. But I sometimes get away with things that other people can't get away with. And I put Max on my bed and let the boys sit down and just snuggle with him. And they just snuggled up and they laid their heads on Max. And I'll post a picture. I'll actually post it here in the comments for everybody because it is just too cute. Their smile, they are just like grinning ear to ear. You can feel their love coming through the picture. They were just so excited about Max. And I was sharing with them and that, when they're my age, when they're in their 40s and they're looking back, they might, who knows where Max will be in 30 years from now, right? Who knows where Max will be, what's Joanne called? A guardian. Who knows who his guardian will be at that point or where in the world he'll be. But I know that my boys have been blessed with the last 8 years of just beauty and the ability to say, wow, I had one of those unexplainables come to my house every single year for 3 days. I live with this phenomenal thing that science can't explain, religion can't explain, the smartest geologists can't explain. Nobody knows where Max is. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like, sleeping with a pyramid in your bedroom or something. Like, wow, how was that done? Yeah. Magical. Make your magic. Choose your magic through your inspired thoughts, through your inspired emotions, through your inspired actions. Become the phenomenal being that you were born to be. God did not make unworthy things. I love that statement. God did not make unworthy things. And what you desires you too. So go make it happen. Okay, on that note, I have a couple spots available for Max. These are openings for private viewings. Come, sit in my bedroom and watch Max. Put your head on Max. Meditate with Max. Bring some water. Charge it. Bring your crystals. Bring your fellow Max skulls. Bring whatever. Come journal. Come meditate. 30-minute slots available. I have a few available tomorrow. I believe there are 3 or 4 available for tomorrow, and I think I have 1 available on Sunday. I also have open still for my Saturday night, tomorrow night. Every year I do a special event. A lot of people just do talks with Joanne and stuff. I always take Max and we do a very special event around Max. So we will have meditation. We were going to be doing a shamanic visionary journey. So we're going to be calling in some amazing stuff with Max. Somebody calling me. Amazing stuff with Max. And we're going to be cord cutting. We're going to be creating a manifestation box. I'm going to take you on a beautiful sacred voyage from one of my most cherished, beautiful teachers of all time, Denise Lynn, when I, a long, long time ago, many moons ago, got the opportunity to work with her. So I will be using some of her tried and true shamanic journeying skills and experiences here in Plano, Texas. Make sure that you check it out. There is a link in the comment section. Grab one of those 2 spots. Get your butt here. Come have dinner with me. Come do a shamanic retreat with me. If you can't do that, if you don't have the time for a 5-hour workshop on a Saturday night to hang with me, I'll cry. Not really. But come at least explore Max. Come check him out. Pretty cool thing. All right, guys. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow with another conscious something going on live from Plano. Of course, Max Charged Conscious Coffees. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. Max Charged Conscious Coffees. All right. So stay tuned for tomorrow's Max Charged Conscious Coffee. And as always, stop existing, start living, and become the phenomenal being that you were born to be. I love you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow.